Welcome back to round 5 of Friday Night Magic here at Epic Loot. We are the Dayton Magic Club, showcasing the best local players in the Dayton, Ohio area. I'm Scott Campbell. Ryan Johnson has stepped out for a moment. He will be returning shortly to assist with coverage. We have Russell versus Mike. Hi, there's Ryan. Round 5 has started, Ryan.
Fantastic. Round 5 of 5.
Yes, round 5 of 5. We have Russell, who played the Just Guy Tempo deck, and we have Mike. I'm not sure what Mike's playing. He's more of a mid-rangey type guy. I know in Legacy he plays Mud, which is completely awesome.
Yeah, that's sweet.
For those wondering, as Ryan mentioned last round, the top table, which featured Christian, who won last round, they drew. I believe the next table is either drawing or playing. David Martin is at table 2, so hopefully he can recover. But we have this matchup here where both these players are playing for pride, honor, glory, store credit.
4-1 is the goal.
Yes.
Both of them have a loss. There's only one undefeated table. That's table 1. And they will be intentionally drawing to 4-0-1 and $37.50 a piece in store credit.
Yes.
So,
don't they also pay down to 3-2 here? I was trying to read the board.
I think so. I think the lowest it goes is 3-1-1.
That's right. Anything other than that is a free pack.
Yep. Right.
Which, with cons, you can get a free Polluta Delta.
There you go. So, we have a game of Magic going on.
Yes.
We have Forest, Elvish Mystic. So
here we go.
We have something green.
Devotion, probably.
Yeah, very likely. Basic Forest Elvish Mystic makes me think Devotion.
Devotion or monsters.
Yes. We also are having a little bit of problem with the stream. Well, it looks like we're back. Okay.
There we go. Looks like the Seeker of the Way from Russell.
Yep. We saw this Just Got Tempo deck. I like the early Seeker of the Way. It grows as you kind of clear the path for it, if that's sort of the line you're on.
Right. That is that a Dragon Throne?
No, it is an elk of some kind.
Oh, the banner. Okay. So it is a, let's see, would be a Tamir banner? It's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, the banners are the clue stones, right?
Yes. Could you imagine if the shards artifacts had that same sack draw ability from back in the day?
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Yeah, Temur Charm is what Jacob, our operator, who we haven't introduced, Jacob Ross, a Dayton Magic Club stalwart. He is our operator tonight, as most nights. He's been doing a great job keeping our stream up and running.
Excellent job. He is, I think, more basic Mountain than Patrick Sullivan.
It's possible. We see a
Stormbreath Dragon.
Stormbreath Dragon, so we're ramping at a pretty terrifying clip. Stormbreath Dragon does a pretty good job of racing a Mantis Rider, that's for sure.
It was on turn 4, right? No, that was turn 3.
Turn 3.
Wow.
Yeah, ramp twice, 2/5 mana on turn 3.
Pretty good. It was right at the top.
Vulnerable to Stoke the Flames.
Yes, it is, unfortunately. But it does go over the lifelink guy, the Seeker of the Way.
Yes, and Mantis Rider cannot interact with it.
Right.
Due to the protection from light.
I wonder if he's playing blue of any sort. Could we see, like, Disdainful Stroke or even Aether Spouts?
Yeah, or Savage Knuckleblade.
Yeah.
So savage. It's another Seeker of the Way.
All the lifelink.
So we are not stoking the flames, at least not right now. So now the question is this. Where's our attacks? And you figure Mantis Rider obviously gets in. There's no reason for it not to. It can't block, and it has Vigilance, so just doing some quick math here.
Well, like what we've seen tonight with some creatures, there are creatures that just must die the turn they come into play.
Yeah.
Or your first opportunity to get them. And I think this is one of those. And there's Stoke.
Okay.
Just like you talked about earlier, where Manus Rider is so good, you can use its Convoke ability.
Yep.
So, after attacks, and he got 3 life out of that. So
Yeah.
it seems pretty sweet.
Seems good.
Come on, Mike. How about we jam Sarkin and kill Manus Rider?
How about we play? I'm trying to think of sweet. Oh, the Khan, the big bear punching guy.
Oh yeah, Surak the Dragon Slayer, something.
Something Dragon Man. Surak Dragonman, I think is his name.
Right. Surak Kill You, I think is just
anybody
what his
can
name
play
is.
Sarkin here, but
Right. That was.
I don't know what that was. Was that an Arc Lightning? Must have been an Arc Lightning. Yeah, Arc Lightning.
Oh wow.
Arc Lightning kind of cleans up the mess a little bit.
A little bit.
That's a reprint. The bane of fast aggro players everywhere.
It is. Actually, this is the first time you can actually get one foil, if I remember correctly.
That may be correct. Yeah.
Because Arc Lightning was in Urza's Saga.
Yep.
Getting in with the Seeker.
Just 2.
Oh, there's a promo Arc Lightning. All right, thank you, Jacob Ross. He is very familiar with red cards. Alrighty, so we have 5 mana. We can do some things. Surak has Flash, but does it even really matter if you wait till end of turn to play him?
I mean, I don't know. It's good if you're holding up counter magic and they don't
Yeah.
cast anything. That's reasonable.
But he's got enough mana here where I think he can play it, and if he had probably the most awesome card that was like the last to be spoiled, Savage Bear Punch.
Yep. So savage.
Right. But we elect to draw a card here. And pass turn. I'm sensing shenanigans.
Yeah, Mike's at 9. Is pretty close to in range. Of course, Russell doesn't have a ton of cards left. I don't. It's like one of them is a Battlefield Forge, and the other one's a Jeskai Charm.
Okay. So we know he can do at least 7. We're going to chump.
Time to start blocking. So that is fine.
Yeah.
So if you're Mike, I don't know what fun stuff you have in your deck, but this is the time to start playing it.
Right.
6 mana. What do we got?
Not enough for Hornet Queen, that's for sure.
Ooh, but it's enough for something spicy.
And
It's another Stormbred Dragon.
okay. I think Pro White is real relevant here.
I agree.
Not to purposely throw a ton of sarcasm in there, but
But yeah, it seems fine. Stormbred Dragon is probably going to stay back here, I would imagine. You're just not in a position to attack. You don't want to get in range or stoke the flames. But we're going to Jeskai Charm you.
Yep.
Cannot put the dragon on top with Jeskai Charm.
yep, that is the problem here with Stormbred Dragon. It just turns Jeskai Charm into Boros Charm.
Yep. We play land. Now, Mike is dead to a lot of top decks.
Yes.
The question is, does he have any... What's his best line here to try to get out ahead? We've already seen a couple Stormbred Dragons. You could Monstrous the Stormbred Dragon, and... I mean, you just can't get in with this one.
Right.
So we need to get another creature. We need to have a removal spell for the Seeker of the Way would be a real good place to start. I'm assuming he has lightning, more lightning strikes, more arc lightnings. I mean, that was a main deck arc lightning,
Right.
which to me shows a dedication to burning creatures to death.
Right. I wonder if Arc Lightning is more of a choice for all the X1 guys that we were seeing the first couple rounds.
Oh, sure.
Fast aggro.
And I think that, we didn't see any tonight, but mono black aggro is a real thing
Yes.
in this format, or potentially be a real thing.
Oh, and Anger of the Gods is going to help.
Anger of the Gods will help quite a bit, because now you're dead to the top of Russell's deck.
Yes.
But you can start trying to race the top of his deck, because you don't need to block.
And yep.
All right.
Pass.
That's the nature of these burn decks. And at a certain point, they can stop worrying about keeping their threat in play because they're just going to get you dead. Like from like 6 life, it's pretty easy to just kill you.
Right. Yeah, as we saw earlier in the evening with Russell's deck, it seems like 9 is probably the place where once the opponent's there or less, we just start throwing spells at their head.
As long as you're not dead right then, you're 2 untapped steps away from victory, probably.
Right. While we have this break between games here in this last round, I did find out there were 4 rounds of Modern tonight.
Okay.
Matter of fact, after round 4 of Standard, round 3 between the Jeskai Ascendancy combo mirror ended.
So beautiful.
Yeah, so that matchup was between 2 players that, once one saw that he was just going to lose.
Yeah, they know the deck well enough. They don't make you go all the way through it.
Right. So we will at the very least have the finals for Modern on camera. Please keep in mind, though, that players may draw, things like that. So if the combo deck is in the top, maybe we will ask them to play it out if they decided to draw. So
I was talking to Rob Holt, who was playing that he won that Jeskai combo mirror.
Yeah.
I said the other deck he beat was the traditional Storm deck with Pyromancer's Ascension, and we were talking about it, and this Jeskai deck seems like it might actually push Storm out of the metagame because they both do something really similar. They have similar good matchups and similar bad matchups. They have the same weaknesses. They're both weak to other Swarm Canonists, things of that nature.
Right.
But the Jeskai Ascendancy deck is a full turn faster. So the potential turn 3 combo deck where Storm has a hard time going off before turn 4.
Right.
So that's interesting. Something to keep an eye on. Not that Storm has been a huge pillar of the metagame, but it's always been floating around out there. And this Jeskai Ascendancy deck might be the next fast combo deck.
And that is one of the things about Modern. A lot of people were upset that Wizards banned some of the cards that made Storm a deck, but players were able to still find a way around the bannings and still make a pretty competitive Storm deck.
Sure, absolutely. Before it was probably too good. The rituals in particular were too good. The good cantrips were pretty much already all banned. But the rituals probably made the deck a little too explosive, a little too hard to interact with.
A little bit.
So
we'll see what happens.
So we saw Jeskai burn.
Yes.
Take down game 1. Kind of a textbook example of what to do. Get some chip shots in with the creatures. A little bit of removal to be winning the race and then burn them out from there. You're Mike Medley. What do you want to do? What do you want to have happen different this game? What is your plan to beat this burn deck?
I would want to curve from Mystic to Caryatid to Courser.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty reasonable place to start.
That way you have your ground defense set up, and then you could deploy your big threat one at a time. Hopefully quick enough to where he's got a few cards in hand that Russell would. That way you can Monstrous or Stormbound Dragon, kind of get in for some extra damage.
Sure. Okay. I like that. I'm wondering if he has any counter magic at all in his 75. I wonder if he has Disdainful Stroke. I wonder if he has the Ferocious one, which could actually be pretty good in this matchup.
Yes.
Just even the Taxing counter is a reasonable place to start. But if you have Ferocious, obviously, it's very, very good against this deck.
Absolutely.
We see a couple of lands. No turn 1 Mana Accelerant from Mike Medley. Turn 2 Mana Accelerant.
Is that yeah, that's a Wooded Foothills he's got set back for some reason.
An uncracked Wooded Foothills?
Yeah. Not sure why. So
maybe want to save it for Courser if he's got the Courser already in his hand.
Could be.
It is powerful. Way to clear the top of your library. Control the quality of your draws a little bit.
Back to what we mentioned before about card selection versus card draw.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be the shape of things here in Standard.
For sure. The temples have a big thing to do with that, and then of course we had fetches, and for a lot of players who are currently playing Magic have never really played with fetches before.
Right.
But when you have peaks at the top of your deck, it's a very powerful effect to be able to reset that for a pretty low cost. So we see the Mana Elf get burned out with a Magma Jet. We're going to
Scry 2, and looks
keep
like
them
they're
both.
both going on top. Possibly not the same order they were, but...
And that has to make you a little nervous if you're Mike Medley.
Yeah.
When the burn deck keeps 2 cards on top, it's a little alarming.
I wonder what card is... Perhaps he's got another land in hand and has Mana Spider on top.
Yeah, I mean, Scry, like I said, is used very, very well in these burn decks because of their need for a specific ratio of lands and spells. So
We have a Rabble Master.
the star of Standard, the darling of the pre-rotation format.
Yes.
Done a lot of work on camera tonight.
The Rug Cord deck that was rocking Standard for a while.
Yep. And that looks like
We're Rabble battling.
a Goblin Rabble Master.
Rabble. It's the Hamburglar.
I believe those are
A
Box Topper and a regular Rebel Master.
yes.
I kind of prefer the Box Topper art, I think.
I do too, especially in foil. Oh,
Second Rebel
so
Master.
we have another one.
Here's the awkward thing, slightly awkward thing.
Yep, all the goblins have to attack.
The Rebel Master says all other goblins,
Yeah.
so with 2 Rebel Masters, both Rebel Masters will be forced to attack.
Yep.
Russell decides he is not the beatdown here. He has to take the control role, so he chooses to block when given the opportunity. I think that's wise. 2 Rebel Masters is very hard to beat. Even if you draw a removal spell a turn or 2 later, you just taken so much damage, and they leave behind like 3, 4, 1/1s. That's a reasonable clock all on its own.
Right. So, Goblin Pile Driver? I'm not versed in Legacy Goblins.
I
but,
can probably help you with that.
yeah, it's just I'm trying to think of a card that that Rabble Master would remind me of.
Yeah, he has the pile driver effect.
Yes.
Not quite as pronounced. We're going to crack fetch.
And get a Plains.
So what you don't want to have to do is like waste Stoke the Flames, right? Like
Right.
you'd rather magma spray this thing or something along those lines.
Yeah, jet it, play a blocker.
But I think if Stoke is what you got to stoke it, right? I mean,
Right. I mean, if you do, he does have... He is representing possible Storm Breath next turn.
Yep.
So,
yeah, but that's what we got to do.
Yeah.
But it's 6 damage next turn just from the Rabble Master
That's
and
true.
the tokens. And 8 the turn after that, and then he's dead.
Yeah.
So
Very
you can't
much
take
so.
these kind of hits too many times.
Okay, there's a Courser.
Reveals.
A Crater's Claw.
Oh, I like that.
It's pretty
Crater's
nice.
Claw, of course, the new card out of Khans. Burn spell.
Yeah, red X burn spell, but it does 2 extra if you have Ferocious, I believe.
So it goes from just being an okay fireball to being a fireball that gives you a very good rate.
Right. Yeah, it's one of those where you don't even have to attack with Sarkin, you just activate it.
Yep. So it's a sweet one. I like Crater's Claw a lot. I mean, it's a sorcerer speed shock at its worst if you're
Absolutely.
ferocious.
So back-to-back Stoke to Flames takes care of first Rabble Master, then Courser, followed by another Courser. But here we go again. We have Courser out, but we're not hitting lands.
Yep. Well, and he's seen enough with the Crater's Claw on top plus the Courser.
Yep.
Says, I am dead.
I have a feeling this is a situation where Russell just was not drawing. Kind of like how you have your mid-range decks, where you have half one deck where it's a bunch of threats, and the other half answers.
Yep.
Kind of similar here, where he was drawing answers but no threats.
Yep, and this deck is not, we said this before, it is not Legacy Burn.
Right.
It's not modern burn. It can not reasonably do all 20 with its spells. It relies on its powerful standalone threat creatures to kind of get you in range of its burn spells, and we just did not see that. Last game it was a combination of, it had like 3 creatures out at once.
Right.
This game, he was on the back foot really ever since that second Rabble Master hit. Just couldn't regain the momentum and start getting on the offensive in time. Knowing that your opponent has Creator's Claws in the deck is kind of a limiting factor for how much time you have
Right.
to get them dead, how much you can spend your life as a resource, because every land drop they make is just a turn closer to you just being dead. Especially, we haven't seen a ton of creatures that'll trigger Ferocious. Stormbred Dragon possibly being the only one. But if he's playing Creator's Claws, I have to assume he's playing other bigger guys. Savage Knuckleblade becomes more likely when you see a card. I think when you see a card like Creator's Claws. Boon Satyr even. You don't know how dedicated he is to making the Ferocious thing work, or if he's reasonably happy to just have a Fireball some of the time.
That's true. I mean, there are times when your Fireball is just simply a Fireball.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess technically this would be like a counterable Banefire, because I think Fireball was... Oh no, it was that X-Spread.
Yep.
It's been just too long.
Fireball's thing was its very complicated way to distribute damage.
Which is what I was thinking about, yeah. Which I think they tried to restore the complicated nature of that on Comet Storm.
Yes. Comet Storm is a much cleaner wording, but it's still not...
still not clear.
Then there was Rolling Thunder.
Yes.
Was the really simple one.
Which I believe that was in the From the Vault that just came out.
Was it?
I mean, I'm thinking of something else.
I'm trying to think if I can recite Fireball from memory, or basically what it does. It's X damage, but you can pay 1 for each additional target, but then you have to divide the damage up evenly between all the targets you've chosen.
Right.
Okay.
Then round down and don't divide by 0.
You don't want to do that.
It's kind of like where Pelucranos is, or at least was complicated, like when it first came out.
Yeah. We got start with the Temple, a Scry to the bottom, and then we see the best start for Mike Medley, which is turn 1. Elvish Mystic.
And it lives.
Yep.
Can we get a turn 2 Courser?
Can we get a turn 2 Knuckleblade?
Or turn 2 Rabble Master.
Oh, that's also good.
Yeah. Here's this Rabble in your face.
I just want to see Knuckleblade,
I know, right?
Now, here's... Russell is now obviously under the gun. This is what Rabble Master does.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shockingly fast clock, and, he's trying to race. There we see him with his own Rabble Master. He has to attack in. He gets eaten by the other Rabble Master. He may be forced again to block here. That's a possibility. Ooh.
So we'll just kill it, and we'll get in with a bunch of guys.
4 damage, I believe, is the first hit here.
Yeah, attack with the elf too. Why not? Just get everybody in.
With it.
Right.
It's like the Pack Rat from the previous standard, right?
Oh,
once you have Pack Rat active, you're not doing anything else. You're just making Pack Rat.
Right.
Once you have Rabble Master active, you don't need to cast any more spells. You just need to kill them with Rabble Master.
Right.
He's dead in 2 turns now from this Rabble Master.
So he essentially just populated with this elf.
Yep. So now you're pretty much on kill Rabble Master or bust, and then even if you kill Rabble Master, you got to clean up the mess. He leaves behind 4 power if you kill him right now.
Absolutely.
That's a 3-turn clock.
I wonder why this Jeskai burn deck is not running Arc Lightning, because I think that would be really good with all these 1/1s.
Yeah. Jacob says that he spotted an Arc Lightning, so
Okay.
You could kill the Rabble Master in 1 token. That's a good start. Get down like a lightning, lightning or Mantis Rider. We're going to say Lightning Angel.
Okay.
And
Okay. And the game 1 must have happened too quick for memory. sometimes when people just see the end, they just scoop. So yeah, I guess he used Arc Lightning to end game 1.
I think I probably would have killed a elf there.
Yeah.
Although it's tempting to get the goblin off because it makes the subsequent Rabble Masters a faster clock.
Yep. Did he just use Arc Lightning? The stream kind of froze up.
Yeah, he Arc Lightning off at the Rabble Master and killed 1 token, I believe.
Okay, so we're getting in for 3 here, 1 and 9, and we're at that magic number, but this time now for Mike.
Yeah. So that's step 1. Well,
there's a problem.
There's your problem.
Pelucranos.
Yes, and another thing about Pelucranos also, not only is he obviously ridiculous, but he turns on your ferocious cards for the first time.
Yes, very much so.
So Russell is staring down lethal on board. His deck does not have a great answer to Pelucranos.
Nope.
You hope to be in the driver's seat by the time Pelucranos comes down. And again, we saw Mike Medley wins it 2-1. What we saw is he just got the games that he won. He got ahead early, and Russell just could not regain that momentum. Never got back in the driver's seat.
Well, one curious thing I've seen here with Russell's deck, the first time we had him on camera and this time, it seemed less inconsistent this time around.
Yeah.
I wonder if I understand the whole, we have this new meta and new cards, but is blue really worth it just for Mana Strider and Jeskai Charm?
I think probably it is.
Okay.
I think both those cards are very, very good.
So I'm thinking with the Seeker of the Way, if you're splashing white into like a red deck, you could run Raise the Alarm to trigger its prowess and get some guys and maybe make like an aggressive red-white with some tokens convoke type ability.
There is kind of that deck kicking around. You see these token decks. That'd be a very different deck because you lose so much burn.
True.
Jacob, I think we are going to cover the last round of Modern. Which is going into its final round. So I think we're going to take a quick break now.
Yes, we got to get with the tournament organizer,
and
David Pitstick.
Yep, we're going to get ahead and get that final round of Modern under our cameras for you guys. So stay tuned. I don't know how long the break's going to be. We'll be back just as soon as we can with the final round of Modern here from Epic Loot in Centerville, Ohio. We are Dayton Magic Club. Thanks for joining us.